Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over Villanova's realistic title odds. At this point, down Colin Gillespie, already down Demir Crosby-Roundtree, and maybe down Justin Moore. We do not have an official word yet on his condition. What really are Villanova's title odds? You're down your starting point guard, your backup point guard, your starting shooting guard, and your sixth or seventh man at center. You saw Chris Archidiakono, who was not really a take pretty much anywhere else in the country, maybe a few smaller FCS D1 schools, as your starting point guard, as a sophomore or a redshirt freshman. Villanova is just so thin right now, so thin. I don't know what the odds are there to compete at the guard position. I think it'll be a mix of Chris Archidiakono, maybe a little bit of Brian Antoine. But it will be dicey. It will be very dicey. Those are things Jay Wright and company will fix and tinker with throughout practice this week and even throughout their Thursday game against either Georgetown or Marquette. But once you get into the Big East semis and the Big East finals, which will take place on Friday and Saturday respectively, you can't be tinkering with anything. You need to be ready. You need to be ready. It's looking grim right now. I'd say overall title odds. You see the emergence of Illinois, of course. Baylor and Gonzaga staying strong, staying put at 1 and 2. Michigan looking a little more vulnerable. Eli Brooks, we do not know his condition yet, but just as a team, losing 2 of 3 games is not pretty. Hello, Dave Anderson. But yeah, just so many stacked teams. Like I've been saying all year, this year in college basketball is just extremely talented across the board. The Big 12 and the Big 10 have some of the best 1 through 7 or 8 seeds going into their conference tourney I've ever seen. Oklahoma is like playing game 1, which is super. Like Oklahoma is a top team in the country. I don't think they're a title contender. I do think Villanova is better, even without Colin Gillespie and Justin Moore. But still, Oklahoma's a solid team. But going back on Villanova, I don't want to get too off track. It's going to be fully dependent on Jermaine Samuels and JRE. Jermaine played a hell of a second half against Providence, took Villanova all the way back. They couldn't close the deal. That game was just a Providence win, I think, from the beginning. They were ready. They needed that game to have some hope. And that same thing with Michigan. Michigan lost. Michigan State needed that game more. Some thought Duke would do the same thing against UNC. They did not. But Jermaine played his part. JRE, on the other hand, he wasn't amazing. I'm going to be completely honest. He let me down, put up a decent stat line. But Villanova needs him. They need him to guard. I mean, Jerry and Jermaine, respectively, can both guard pretty much the 2 through 5 positions. Jermaine is quick enough and a little bit more, a little bit smaller. JRE is more of the dominant force inside, even only standing at, I believe he's 6'10", I think it's 6'11" on the stat sheet, but he's a gracious 6'11". And Dave Anderson, I am doing conference tournament predictions. I'll have that video out most likely tomorrow. Because the Big East tournament will start Tuesday. And then Ben, my counterpart, will do Big Ten predictions most likely tomorrow as well. He might be doing those today. But yeah, thank you for the comments. We appreciate it. But yeah, Villanova gonna lean on JRE and Jeremiah even more. I think Brandon Slater will get more minutes. I think he'll probably be in the starting lineup. Caleb Daniels as well. And then I'm interested to see who takes the reins at the point guard position. Will it be Chris Archidiakono? Will it be Brian Antoine? Caleb Daniels? Cole Swider? I don't know. I think he's a little bit too big. Doesn't handle the ball as much. It's all over the place. If I had to make a conference prediction right now, Dave Anderson, I'd say I'm kind of leaning towards Xavier and UConn. I'm going to be completely honest. I think it might be. I've been saying UConn is a sneaky team to watch out for. I think it would be Villanova, even if Justin Moore comes back. But it really depends if Justin Moore comes back. I think I might have worded that wrong. If Colin Gillespie's out, we know that. Done for the year. I'm thinking he will come back next year, though. I'll have a video on that probably Thursday or maybe Friday. But you see, Justin Moore is that point guard. Once you get Justin Moore playing the 1, you can get guys like Brian Antoine and Caleb Daniels sharing time at the 2, the shooting guard position. At small forward, you can run Cole Swider. You can even run Jermaine. Power forward, this is where Demir Crosby-Roundtree would really help out. That's a mix as well between Cole Swider, Brandon Slater, and then JRE. I think JRE's going to be playing center, though. I see no reason to switch him. He's been playing it all year. He's been starting at center all year. He's done a fabulous job. So, yeah, that's, I guess, who I think will be playing. You'll definitely see more minutes from Chris Arcidiacono, Brandon Slater, and company, Brian Antoine, too. Brian Antoine has picked up his role, I will say. He's been playing great. For the limited minutes he's had, he did just get a 3 knocked down in his face there. But regardless, Brian Antoine has played well. Villanova is going to need guys to step up. If I had to predict, they'll probably be out in the semis to whoever makes it there. I'm not going to predict. There are always upsets. And yeah, I also will say this really quickly. I think Marquette will beat Georgetown, and I think Villanova will beat Marquette in the second round, the quarters, Villanova's first game. And then championship, Dave Anderson, you said UConn's playing well. They are. I think this is UConn's year. I think they have a shot. It's a little bit of an upset because Creighton is still very talented. But without Coach McDermott, it's going to be different. They did have a pretty good win over the weekend, though, without him. And I will say I think the team is better suited without him. Those comments were just inexplicable. So, yeah, but always upsets. The Big East is crazy. All conferences are crazy, and we will have a conference tournament prediction video out soon for the Big Ten, and then I will do one for the Big East. All conferences are wide open. I will say really quickly, the ACC wide open. Same with the Pac-12. I think the Big Ten is a little bit more set in stone. I think it's going to be either Illinois, Iowa, Ohio State, one of those 4, and Michigan. Big East pretty much wide open. ACC wide open. Florida State, I think, will end up taking that. But yeah, pretty much wide open. I agree. All right, that's the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. It greatly helps us out. And yeah, peace.